Tenemos que buscar a alguien que nos ayude a bajar al tío del árbol, ¿eh? A ver.
Scab?
Ah, mira. No sabía si iba a poder subir.
You're hazy on the notion of a scab. Smells like politics, though. Maybe it's got something to do with the flask he reaches for from time to time. What did he just call you? Oh no, not this again. You just got away from that fucking kid.
No, pero Esquirol no tiene nada que ver, ¿no? ¿Qué pasa? ¿No tiene suficiente inteligencia mi personaje? ¿O qué? ¿Vas a saber lo que es? Esquirol es como un traidor, ¿no? Pobre y oprimido, ¿eh? No tiene nada que ver. Se la lanzo, factos.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money. Speaking of, what brings the RCM here? To the Wild North? Come to see the strife?
¿Te imaginas? Soy policía, puede darme dinero que no me llega con la paga. Bueno, entre estas dos, ¿no? No sé si seguir contándolo un poco y luego lanzársela. Es que así de repente, ¿no?
Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder. Of course, policía. It wasn't me. You can rule me out. Easier that
Vale,
way.
supongo que son mexicanos, ¿no?
He didn't do it. It's the truth.
Espérate, ¿el nota se llama Call Me Mañana? Llámame mañana. Bueno, ciertamente, verás tú. Es que el asesino no te va a decir, sí, fui yo, ¿sabes? A ver, descartar no lo voy a descartar. Yo lo que quiero es llevarlo al... aquí. A ver si me ayuda.
Body still hanging in the tree? Hey, that's a rough pickle. Can't help you with that, sorry. I'm not really an admirer of dead bodies. Might be someone else from the Union can render assistance.
What's the matter with this wimp? Is he obstructing justice?
Le voy a lanzar esta, no es que si no va a ser demasiado hostil, creo, ¿eh?
I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage. The passage grants itself.
If it's so simple, why did the scab leader warn you of the guards blocking the way?
Aye. Walk right past Measurehead and go in.
Vale, vamos para allá, ¿no?
2.5 meter tall Semini supremacist there. Walk right past him,
Ok.
then press the button to unlock the door.
No es listo este. Este quiere que la líe, ¿sabes?
Then go past him again. And you enter the arbor through the office. Está.
man whispers a jaunty tune. A coastal breeze ruffles his hair.
Vamos a ver de qué va esto, ¿no? Porque sé que hay huelga y todo el rollo, pero
You
no
know,
sé.
serious business. I'm sure the big boss will be glad to tell you. You'll have to ask him first.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike too. Just can't break the command structure and tell you now.
Vale, pues nada más, ¿no? No me están cayendo muy bien, ¿eh? Los de la huelga, de momento. No sé si llevan razón o no, pero son un poco borde. ¿Y esto? No se puede abrir, ¿no? Hay que pulsar el botón que está al lado del guarda. El guarda me va a pegar un ostión. A ver qué me dice.
Nobody betrays your degeneracy.
Joder.
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
Your body does not betray your degeneracy. That's a lie. You're in great shape.
Esta es buena, ¿eh?
That is precisely the negligence that has led you to succumb to Al Ghul.
Tiene como acento francés o algo así, o ruso.
You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
Mira, esta es buena también. Porque a ver, lo de que soy un alcohólico en verdad no debería decirlo, pero que me ayuda a descolgarlo. Aunque no me va a ayudar. Pero bueno. Y esta que es muy hostil también. Esta, yo prefiero la 3, ¿eh? Al Ghul supongo que será el del bar, ¿no? Ahora vamos a ver.
Yes, Al
He means alcohol.
Ah, Al Ghul. Alcohol.
correct. My small skull self.
Es francés, creo, ¿eh? Correct.
Al Ghul is an ancient Ilmaran poison, a parasitic fungus that has colonized your race. It is a trick the desert pygmies played on you for humiliating them and stripping them of their land.
No hace falta ese nivel de humillación, ¿eh?
For 10,000 years.
Sí, esa se la podría lanzar, ¿eh? Para humillarlo yo ahí un poco también.
This is a fabrication the alchemists of Yizot and Bashir and the Rolam Al Ghul have fed your people. Go on believing in it, race loser. Why don't you have another drink? Your features are not yet congenitally.
Oh yeah, Measurehead.
Madre mía, la viciosilla. Vamos a intentar... Hostia, ya no está la de soy un alcohólico, ¿no? Esta.
No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4 is done giving
La
birth
raza blandengue.
here. The influence of the ham sandwich race is waning.
Que como me ponga violento, puede ser chungo, ¿eh?
Begging for help, attempting to pass fear for cooperation. How far the Occidental Haplogroup has fallen. You were once a noble and powerful. You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You made great gains. You dominated
Madre mía, la
nations
chapa.
and cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Quakers. But now your ascent to the genetic summit, you will be superseded. Isn't that?
It is, baby, yeah. You
Churri
know
de
it.
craneométrico. Yo es que seguiría pidiéndosela por la buena, ¿eh? Me da igual que me humille, porque es que mira mi carita, ¿sabes? Allí abajo a la izquierda, es que me lo merezco.
Enough with this begging. You should leave the stage of history with dignity by inviting bring your troops to the Seminine Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize you.
Está
When you
fatal
are
este
gone,
hombre, ¿eh?
the walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the oaths to homosexuality.
This is your chance. He's talking. Rip into him with a punch and catch him off guard.
Hostia.
No, there's a peaceful solution. You could internalize measures.
Ya, el instinto y la retórica luchando entre ellos, ¿eh?
One of his own.
Si esto es una vía pacífica, podrías interiorizar la teoría racial. La idea esta, ¿no?
Well, not as such. What you do with the mastery of advanced race theory is up to you.
Ah, estoy hablando con mi retórica.
Sure. Or accept them and become an advanced racist.
Joder. Complicado, ¿eh? Tía, alta, ¿eh? Está igualada. Apoyar su teoría racial. Esta es buena, ¿eh? Buenísima. Noquearlo. 58%, por mucho me parece, ¿eh? Porque tengo buena forma física, pero vamos. Creo que voy a tirar por aquí, ¿eh? Vamos a tirar los dados.
Ask what kind of races
Vamos.
there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
Do you?
Pues teniente que hable algo, ¿sabes? En vez de esperar que hable yo todo. Que esto, y si le susurro y se entera él, ¿qué? Se lo diría, ¿no? Pero... se lo puedo susurrar. Es que si se entera, ¿qué, tío?
The lieutenant looks toward the harbor's electronic door, and then, to you, he lets out an audible sigh.
You are obviously a liberal, Sayolite. A polyculturalist. I can see it from your love of microtechnology and your sartorial choices. Do not deny there are 3 categories of race. Type A, the
Raza
heroic
heroica,
races. Tibe, the servile races, and the vile CF race cauldron of pederasty. Which one do you need education?
Joder. Razas heroicas, razas serviles. Hervidero de la pederastía. Las heroicas puede ser. Que lo veo a él como muy subido.
Those are the Simonese, the Areopagite, and the Occidentals, excluding the Maun, of course. The Maun are riddled with eczema to the point a receding genetic pool has led the Maun on reprehensible street parades. In Maun cities like Canal and Vredefort, wearing wooden clogs on their feet and little green tassels on their hats. You know them by the names of their nation states. The Oranese, the Gotwaldians, and the Königsteiners.
Mahoon is a derogative term for first world people of Gotwaldian descent. They do not all have eczema. Also, people of Katla, like the Sulu and the Uhu, are much more lactose intolerant.
¿Y los suecos de madera?
In some municipalities of Oranje, people do wear shoes made of wood to street parades. Green, orange, and even yellow tassels have also been seen.
Vale.
The Maun are proof that you can have too much Occidental racial purity and tassel-centric culture. Inbreeding has led to a lactose-intolerant subrace whom no one can take seriously. The Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and Messina, the ancient Meteorans of Meteo by the golden Pisantic Sea, the Suren of Sur-la-Clé, and even the North, the other large Mondial civilization, the Mesk, are too yellow and oleaginous to count as a heroic race. True, they are violent and expand overproduction of sebum. Sebum is leaking into their brains, making them listen to mariachi music and eat toxic minced meat-based food, which in turn, as proven by the Maun and the Mesk, Occidental type A is in retrograde. The Simonese and the Areopagite are on the ascent.
Areopagitas.
The Areopagites are sleek, long-headed. The Simonese are powerful, mesomorphic. The former is an immutable progenitor, unchanged since the Super Isola of Pericarnassus. Ancient brains rest in their slender skulls. The latter is perfected in adapting. Together they form the Simeno-Areopagite, or Simeopagite super race. That is all. There are no more Type A races in the world. Type B are the unheroic races, amorphous non-competitors of the great race. The
Khoikos of Grad, Yugo, Zhimsk, Shest et al. Are what you would call white, officer, in a suspect description.
Yes, to an untrained eye, the Khoiko appear white and pinkish, like a hands-on witch. But look into their eyes and you will see. They are of an indistinct color, and so is their skin. Pinkness is a racial quality that has to be earned through centuries of advanced ballistic warfare and cultural domination that the Grad the Koiko, the countless micronationalities of Grad, are all inexplicably obsessed with Podat. The only thing they like more is
Wouldn't he be one for ethno-states?
They are microscopic. The Semeno-Areopagite superstate will cover the entire remaining planet. Its leaders will be the genetic epitome of the Simonese and Areopagite stock, elected by nature. Not the Revacholians, halfway between Type A and the Racial Cauldron. Two makes to know right from wrong. You tried your degenerate little revolution, which was the single greatest failure.
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening, but that seems a little off.
No sé si habría que decirle esto porque, yo qué sé, me va a contestar. Porque no estás un chulo y no voy a ganar nada, en verdad. Es que no sé si seguir dándole bola, ¿sabes? Para ganármelo. Porque no creo que pueda hacerle entrar en razón, ¿eh? A ver.
The revolution came to Ravachol from Grad, in Saras written potato carts. It is literally an illness, a prion disease that leaves the The revolution is fatal familial insomnia, a hereditary prion condition passed from the Koiko to the Occidentals. But not sexually. Probably through trade routes and potate acid. Enough of Tibet mediocrity.
La última.
Tips
No sé qué voy a conseguir con esto, pero bueno. Me está poniendo el día, tío.
And tragic maladaptations. They
Eso
are
es lo peor de lo peor ya, ¿no?
waiting to be put to sleep. Your morbid interest in them worries me. Lesser races like the mosquito, a grotesque mixture of a masked woman and a Simonese man. Only possible if the mother is masked and the father Simonese. The mosquito is born sterile, like a donkey. All they have left is to ride customized motor carriages with hydraulic suspension, listening to aggressive El Mariachi music to vent their impotent despair.
It seems unlikely that two human beings produce genetically sterile offspring.
Ya ve, ahí ha patinado, ¿eh?
You are right. You have misunderstood. You lack basic phylogenetic education. Then there is the Simino Koiki Chimera. Are you sure you wish to know of the Simino Koiki Chimera? It is not an aesthetic site. The Koiko, as you know, are very servile, especially when they meet the rich man. Racial scientists have toyed with the idea of crossing the Simonese with the Koiko. This will never happen. The Simonese and the Koiko may have similar interbreeding problems as the mosquito. We will never know precisely. No but enough. It is cruel to entertain ourselves with the deformities of Type F. Were there any able-bodied races you needed education on? You understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what is the race enigma? You have not even worded the mystery, let alone solved it.
O esta o esta. Es que claro, me iría ya a lo que tengo que ir, pero a lo mejor demasiado rápido, ¿no?
You need to internalize what you have heard here today, then return to me. This clarity does not come instantly.
A ver si ahora voy a tener que hacer lo de la teoría racial. Aunque no sé dónde lo iba a hacer, pero bueno.
I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Tibere Vasholian. Your love for disco music and venereal disease?
Ya no me da la opción, ¿eh? Esa graciosa clasificación racial. No me la jugaría esto, ¿eh? Me va a reventar.
There is nothing funky about them. There are 3 categories of race. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Tibere Vasholian.
Ya no me da la opción
Your love for
de
disco
pedírselo.
music.
Hostia, pues vaya putada, ¿eh? Vaya putada esto, tío. A ver, ¿qué tengo aquí? Claro, aquí están todas las misiones. Sí tengo cosas aquí. ¿Y cómo hago lo de las razas? Coloca la idea teoría racial avanzada en una reina libre de tu cabeza. ¿Eso es aquí? Ahí está, ¿no? ¿Y esto qué es? ¿Como que se va cargando o qué? A ver, espérate. Vale. Es como que está pensando en esto, ¿no? Y llega un momento en el que me acuerdo dónde está mi casa, ¿no? Algo así, con esto igual. Como que está dándole vueltas o algo así. Hombre, esto es menos mal, 1 hora 40. Qué barbaridad. Pues nada, vamos a otra cosa entonces. De mientras. ¿Con este puedo hablar otra vez?
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
Nah. Bueno, pues a ver, puedo hablar con mi compañero, a ver qué opina.
Yes? What do you want to know? You mean like a brief? Do you want me to brief you again? 3 days ago, The RCM emergencies desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told a security guard or worker of some sort hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinez, of course. We need to find out the truth. They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex. There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
Vale, esta respuesta ya se la he dado
Just to be
antes.
clear, we are police officers. It's our job. Good.
Bueno, pues entonces ya, mientras pasa el tiempo, voy a hablar con más gente, ¿no? Por aquí creo que no hay nada, ¿no? Por aquí no veo yo esto que es. Anda, mira. Aquí hay un tío.
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island. Point.
Y por aquí no hay nada. Vamos a hablar con esta persona que está ahí sentada. A ver, la tirantita esta. Ay. Estoy llena de mierda, Pestazo a sudor. Forma física +1. Ah, pero se la pone debajo. Ah, pues entonces guay, ¿no? Bueno, claro, la cambia por la camisa. ¿Y la camisa? ¿Está aquí? Ah, me la quito, ok. Uno de atracción y -1 de sugestión. Pues me puedo poner de mientras la otra, ¿no? Las tirantas. Hostia, qué feo queda, coño. Está horroroso, Pero es que es mejor, ¿no? Porque me sube la forma física y no me quita nada. Horrorosa, Declaración de intenciones. Se supone que eso es bueno. De verdad, sí, es mucho más feo, pero...
The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hands, and there is a warm smile on her face. The photo, an ambrotype from the turn of the century, as golden as her smile. No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her.
Vamos a probar chasqueando.
Wait. She's just a distracted old woman. Better to leave her alone. Why? I just told you why.
Pues nada. Coño, somos policía, tenemos que interrogar a la gente, ¿no? Yo no sé qué hace este tío aquí conmigo y no me ayuda en nada más que se da por culo. Vale, por aquí de momento no hay nadie más que me ayude. Vamos a hablar con este caballero.
Welcome to
Sí, vaya carita ahí. Camionero racista. Pues si es racista, ¿por qué le habla a él? Si es chino. Será por eso a lo mejor, ¿no?
Don't you welcome to Revacholmi. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture,
Vale,
while
vale.
your ancestors came to this island a mere 300 years ago. Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you.
Hombre, yo le diría dale caña, pero no sé si vamos a poder sacar información o cosas.
It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this post-war limbo.
What he means is, fixation on the Revacholian nation makes it harder for Revachol to actually attain self-determination.
Claro, es que la cabeza me dice una cosa, pero la lógica otra. Es que tampoco quiero enemistarme con mi compañero.
Oh, come on, man. I just said welcome to Revachol. It's a lorry driver thing.
La verdad que sí, el hombre tiene razón, es verdad. Tampoco ha sido tan racista, ¿sabes? Como su nombre.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, that I should watch myself and behave.
Un poco exagerado, ¿no? A ver si te dice bienvenido, a lo mejor porque no sabes si eres de ahí o no. No sé.
But you see,
No
I'm
le
an
suena tu
officer
cara.
of the RCM. It's actually my job to make sure you behave. I would advise you to remember that.
Silence. The air between them becomes tense. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
A ver, ya me he metido en un lío. Spirit Corps. Es la primera vez que sale, creo. Joder. Es que no me ha parecido para tanto. Lo que pasa es que tampoco quiero dejar de mal a mi compañero, ¿sabes? Yo creo que esta es buena. O esta es muy buena también, ¿eh? Esta es mejor.
Whatever you say, officers. It's about biological determinism, natural law, the sorting of the races.
Joder, tío. Es que lo está empeorando, tío. Es que no lo estás poniendo fácil.
Not the most popular topic nowadays, with a coalition in charge and all. You might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head under the sand like common sheep.
Change the topic. The way he says it makes it almost sound like a threat.
Se está poniendo tontorrón, ¿eh? Le soltaría esta, pero quiero que largue un poquito más. A ver si se la gana un poco más. Al final voy a tener que darle un guantón, chico. Vamos, estoy totalmente seguro.
People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously,
Sí,
you
tío.
can...
If this guy's all the Occidentals have, well, let's just say he's not exactly ripped.
So, lately we Occidentals have experienced an unfortunate downturn when members of the superior race cease to believe in their innate superiority. They stop competing for resources. The problem? The damn kips are showing a real good game lately. Same with the mosquitoes. And the other introduced species too. They're on the precipice of cultural victory.
Victoria cultural, tío. Qué chungo, ¿no? Qué turbio se está volviendo todo. Que no quiero... Le voy a preguntar, pero vamos.
It's what the kips of Boogie Street are going for, right under our noses. And the others too, on the radio. Heard any chansons lately? Heard any moteto? It's true. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races. Who knows what might happen if people don't stay in their birthplace? You might end up with a new sub-race, with unknown characteristics, leading to extra competition. That's why you've got to control the offspring.
¿Te imaginas? Le puedo coger gustillo al racismo. Esta es buenísima. Se la lanzamos ya.
Looking for something, Hunt? Come to tell me to fuck off again? It's about biological determinism. Not the most popular topic.
Change the topic. The way he says it makes it almost sound like a...
Vamos a darle caña ya, ¿no? Vamos a por él. Aunque esta, ¿a dónde me lleva?
Suit yourself, officer. Hide your face in the sand if you so wish.
Joder, macho. Ah, que me he ido para atrás, ¿no? Vale, vale.
Not the...
Change the
Se la lanzamos, ¿eh?
I'm not just racist. Look, I've read books, huh? The science of racial theory has all been proved, even if some people don't want to accept it. People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge.
Es verdad que hay un estudio, me da coraje. Vamos, yo no sé si es real o no, pero lo vi por ahí, que decía que los cráneos son diferentes. Creo que era de una peli, tío. Un estudio ni polla, ¿sabes? Era una peli. Ah, la del... sí, la de... coño, la del DiCaprio. De Tarantino. Que él es un racista allí en medio del oeste. ¿Cuál es, coño? Súper famosa esa película. Que es Jamie Foxx, el protagonista. Y es como que demuestra que los cráneos de la raza negra y la blanca son diferentes. Como que la de la negra es un cráneo más pequeño, más reducido, ¿sabes? Como que no está evolucionado del todo. Es una pasada, vamos. Vamos, viendo esa peli, no dudo que sea verdad. Yo creía que había sido un documental o algo, pero no. Era de esa peli. Django.
If this guy's all the Occidentals have,
Muy fuerte, ¿eh? Por
well,
cierto.
let's just say he's not exactly...
Muy fuerte que piensen eso, vaya. Vale. Vamos a darle aquí, ¿no?
Oh?
A ver si por lo menos nos ayuda en algo. Ya que es un mierdecilla. ¿Más? ¿Quiere que lo escuche? Pero esto ya lo he hablado.
Go right ahead. You may be a cop, but that won't help you avoid the calamity to come.
Lieutenant Kisaraga's stern expression remains unchanged, but you sense not a lot of moral fiber on this one yet, he thinks, wriggled out of it.
Nada, pues lo dejamos aquí, ¿no? Yo es que creía que iba a poder tener opción de pegarle un cosqui, pero parece que no. Vamos a entrar aquí. Así podemos hablar con la señorita de algo que no sea comprar.
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't really know anything.
Vale, ya hemos hablado, ¿no? A ver, esta todo profunda, a ver la pregunta.
Reality? You mean what reality?
She is like a student unexpectedly called upon by a teacher. Can she answer the classroom question?
La realidad económica. Realidad física, ¿no?
I don't know. What about it?
¿Qué hora es? Joder, que son preguntas muy básicas, no me gustan.
We're in for it? As mankind or as a nation?
What will her essay prompt be?
Como humanidad, como nación. ¿Dónde está? ¿Dónde en el mundo? Como humanidad.
In a good place.
Uf, está basiquita, ¿eh?
I mean, science is doing great, and this radio computer thing seems to be kind of big. I don't know.
Sí, con la revista. Vale, lo dejamos, ¿eh?
Cool.
Mira. Esta pasa, no quiere saber de nada, tío. Súper básica la pobre. Vale, vamos a tener que tirar para atrás.
Damn, that felt good. Your heart's pounding nicely.
Ya ve, tío, me estoy
You
yendo
should
mucho
tell
por
people
esa
to
rama,
fuck
¿eh?
off more
La demanda toma por culo a todo el mundo ya, ¿eh?
Not as a general rule, but that one was justified. Better to get the lay of the land before telling people to fuck off.
Hombre, ya, hay que tener un poquito de tacto.
That's the spirit.
¿Y me recupera la salud?
Never forget, the whole world's a wooden house, and you're a goddamn flamethrower.
Qué bueno, tío. A ver, yo tengo un poquito de tacto, ¿sabes? Lo que pasa es que los que me tocan los huevos pues se van a tomar por culo y ya está. A ver. Vamos a empezar a hablar con la peña, ¿no? De aquí.
RCM in
A ver de qué van.
What can I help you with? We don't see a lot of police around here, that's all. Of course. What can I help you with?
¿Ha dicho puta policía? No ha dicho nada de puta policía. ¿Por qué le pregunta esto?
Of course. Where to?
Mira, le podemos preguntar porque yo creo que el norte estaba arriba de la pantalla. Pero creo que no, ¿no? A ver.
There's the pier, the Capeside apartment buildings, some more tenements. Not a lot, really.
Lo ves, el norte es para la izquierda. Entonces, para arriba, por ejemplo, sería el este, ¿no?
The harbor gates? Some kind of commotion, I think. I don't follow the local politics. A fleet store, too.
Ah, pues no. Pues está bien, ¿eh? Está bien. ¿Y en el norte hay un embarcadero dónde? Si en el norte es donde está el tío colgado, ¿no?
Some shops and a bridge. The canal bridge leads to the coast, but it's broken, I think. Some kind of accident, probably. Just coast. There's a little fishing village there and a fish market.
Rows of stalls under a broad roof, where silvery fish were heaped on newspapers. Water, water everywhere, pouring from the heavens in the shadow of the old church.
Calofrío, me están hablando muchos sentimientos nuevos.
I don't know. The abandoned kind? It used to gather every spring, but there's nothing to do there now. Just drug addicts.
Qué bien.
It's just water. No, actually, I think they call it the Martinez Inlet. There are some islands in the bay, but they're hard to reach.
¿Lo veis que no? Claro, sí. Al oeste sí hay agua. Vale, vale. Entonces sí, entonces el mapa está bien. El norte está para arriba. O sea, está bien. Me habré liado con algo, con un dato que me han dado y no me cuadraba.
What do you mean? Yes, sir. District of Martinez.
He knows where we are. He just wants directions.
Qué pesado, tío. Solo quiero información. Yo sé dónde estoy. ¿Cómo no lo voy a saber?
No problem. Of course. I won't hold you back.
Coño, alguien agradable en el pueblo, ¿sabes? Con quien hablar. Con el porterillo también puedo hablar.
An old call box with a matrix
Es que
of
mira
push
todas
buttons
las plantas que
lists
son,
all the companies in the East Delta Commerce
Eso es
Center.
mucha tela, Gimnasio.
All you hear is static, but no one answers the call.
Vale. Ventana 24
You
horas.
ring the doorbell, but nothing happens.
Nadie, no contesta nadie. Taller de moda de Emma.
You wait for a minute or two, but all you get from the call box is silence. No one answers the call. Looks like someone has melted half the plastic off with a lighter. The doorbell doesn't
No
work
funciona
anymore.
ninguno, ¿no?
You hear static from the intercom speaker. It sounds as if someone has picked up the receiver, but isn't saying anything.
Yes, hello. This is Tricentennial Electric. Have you come to place an order?
She sounds almost antique, as if her voice was being played off an old wax cylinder. A receiver must not be working properly.
Es verdad, ¿dónde hemos llamado? Slipstream. Dice que hemos llamado a Tricentennial. Está muy buena,
My God.
Coño, qué miedo.
The lieutenant exchanges a look with you.
It's you. My God. I didn't think I would hear your voice.
Joder, qué mal rollo.
It's a woman, and she knows you. Your heart beats faster.
¿Te imaginas que vivo ahí?
Michelle, just please.
Sounds like a ghost. Wind blows through your clothes and you feel detached from your surroundings. Inside the building, a cold memory hangs.
Why did you even call? I don't understand. You've been gone for months. I thought you didn't care.
Pero yo no soy Michelle, ¿no? ¿Mi personaje se llama John? ¿O se lo saco de la manga?
Ever since I came to work here, it's been different. As if my mind's been wiped.
A spot of static overrides her words. When she speaks again, it sounds like she's...
so nice. It's so nice to be able to finally once again.
Joder.
She sounds like
Qué
she's
turbio.
about to cry. The cold is deep under your skin, as if you were talking to someone who's 100 years away. Somewhere inside the building, water is flooding the cellar floor.
¿Ya digo que no llore?
She doesn't answer. Silence. The only thing you can hear now is static and waves washing ashore on the bay.
No sé, el truquito de da pena. Bueno, la pregunta que ha pasado es que es... no sé.
Another seagull passes by. It's getting cold standing here, staring at...
I don't know what happened either. We should probably stop playing with this thing.
Bueno.
You press the number sign on the keypad that terminates the call.
Qué locura, ¿no?
12 main
Ese
cards
piso,
and the
tío.
call
Qué
box
cosa más
read.
rara. ¿Esto qué es? Para llamar otra vez, ¿no? Tengo 28% la más, tío, de voluntad. No me fío. Probaremos más tarde si podemos subir la voluntad de alguna forma.
Silence. No one's home at Fortress Accident.
Nada por aquí.
Silence. No one answers the doorbell. Nothing happens after you ring the doorbell. They don't want to talk to you.
Se nos acaban los números, ¿eh?
Silence. No one answers your call.
¿Y la última?
This button looks new, but someone has removed the name card. Nothing.
Huh. This button looks new. It's probably not connected yet.
Pues nada. Llamaré más tarde. No se puede abrir, ¿no? No puedo abrirlo. Pues llamaré, intentaré llamar más tarde. A esta tienda no entré. Con la niña hablé. Tampoco hay tantos personajes como yo creía, ¿eh? De momento.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise. An endless variety of source books, lore books, and codices litter the table. The topmost book is... There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Catawak, Boreal Creature Compendium, and a Pick Your Path with books in a board game section. Who wants to read books?
Un monstruo.
There's a box that says Wirral, 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplements Module. The side panel notes, a fantastique adventure board game, new maps and miniatures. That price is steep, but then it's the 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplement, so it makes sense. Nonsense for anemic Beano-clads.
Uf, 25 pavazos, ¿eh? Y tengo 3. 3 Leru tengo.
Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure, or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda, a very educational. Browbritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. We have games for the whole family. You can play with your children.
Y algunas contestaciones son buenísimas, ¿eh? Creo que no tengo hijos, ¿sabes?
Friends are technically like family.
Anda.
For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. It'll cost 12 real.
Sí, estos son típicos juegos de rol, ¿no? Como el Risk y todo esto. El Dungeons and Dragons. Que es el Wirral este. El típico que entra por primera vez en una tienda de cómics.
Lousy auras there. No, role-playing games are popular among those types. You know, who are into those kind of things. Personally, I don't like it. Not at all. I've heard they turn people into
Entonces, ¿qué hace aquí vendiendo?
That they have rituals where they try to summon entities. Highly immoral stuff. You can still buy them, though.
Madre mía, parecía que era normal esta tía, ¿eh? Pues nada, nos vamos, porque además estamos tiesos.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Hyundai somewhere. This is entirely, completely you. You have found the right books.
El libro del musculito.
Rows and rows of Hyundalamen blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Hyundal and the Mammoth Riders. Man
Como si fuera Conan o algo así, ¿no?
Return to Hyundal. And the Solipsistic, maybe 100. Man from Hyundal and the sages at the end of the world. Man from Hyundal. Those snow crabs are worse than they sound. Not even close. Man from Hyundal in hell.
Oh, dear.
Man from Hyundal and the forest of slaves.
Man from Hyundal. A very popular series of adventure novels. They're awfully immoral and violent books.
A esta mujer no le gusta nada de lo que vende, ¿no?
Blood and violence, scantily clad women, epic narratives, all those mystical things he encounters. They're bound to grab those with little imagination and nothing to do.
Joder. No me llama la atención.
At last, someone sensible.
Las historias de Conan y sus amigos.
I still urge you to buy one. Can't judge a book by the cover, they say.
Esta le molo, ¿eh? Escúchame, pues para la carita que tengo yo, vamos, te puedes dar con un canto en los dientes.
If you're a novice of the series, I'd recommend Hyundalaman, the man from Hyundal. It's supposed to be a good introduction to the series.
No, si yo te echaría cuenta, pero... ¿Alguno de los libros me llama? Esta es buena, ¿eh? Tengo 92%. Vamos a darle.
A twinge at the back of your head makes you flinch. Your eye starts twitching. Your hand reaches toward a book with glossy cover art of the very muscular man from Hyundal in chains, kneeling in front of a staircase leading to a throne. A woman sits between the throne and the Hyundala man lies a bonfire, casting shadows on the wall. The shadow of the woman's headdress looks like a pair of devil horns. The title reads, Man from Hyundal and the Devil Woman. Especially those leering types who seem to wear nothing but an armored bikini. There's also some sort of a snake lizard beast slithering around her abdomen, chest, shoulder region. It's symbolic of vice and sin. The display rack before you is burdened under piles of Man from Down novels.
Estoy tieso, no estoy para libros, ¿eh? Tengo que recoger un montón de botellines, vamos a comprarme un libro.